let's be real, spirituality isn't about, oh, I'm meditating, I've got, little fancy bowls. It's not about, I don't know what people think it's about, but it's really about connecting to the truth of who you are. And it's actually the ultimate recipe for success. Because if you're trying to work off old programs and old patterns and even success strategies that have worked for maybe other people that aren't aligned with spiritual law, like how the universe actually works, then guess what? It's all going to crumble and turn into dust. So let's talk about manifestation from the viewpoint of the spiritual path. This is actually really important, something that needs to be talked about, and something that I wish I had fully understood earlier. So before we jump in, please give me a like if you think that more people need to see this work. Let's get this work out to more people, because I can tell you, the more people who really understand this and who gets introduced to me as well through my healing methods and just my teachings, the better the world will be. Okay, and I can say that without bragging, it's just true. Okay, so here are my little bowls. I actually found these in a time of need. They were in my bedroom. I didn't realize that I had them. My husband had brought them home, I think a couple of years ago. They're just sort of sitting there with a little rock collection that he has. And, yeah, listen to this. How cool is that? How cool is that? Okay. So manifestation from a spiritual point of view is so important because it's not just about what can I get? What can I get? And you may not think that you're selfish. Now, there is a good type of selfish. There's a good type of selfishness, but selfish is where you're greedy, which is where you think you need things over people, you need other people to miss out, and you want more, and you're willing to have more than them, or even make them miss out so you can have more. And that's a big part that blocks people in manifestation, is because they're scared that there's not enough for everyone, and that it's actually bad for them to have, or that they just can't. But that's not the truth. The truth is we live in a collaborative, expansive, infinite universe where anything is possible. Anything. Right? Anything. But for as long as you are just looking at goals that are like, I want to have a $10,000 month. Okay, and to say why? Well, why? Because it will make me happy, and because I'll be able to, help my family, which is a great one, of course. But it needs to be giving back from what you already have, because life is a fractal and reality is a mirror, right? So if you are trying to manifest, whether it's a beautiful house, beautiful car, beautiful holiday, beautiful life, beautiful business, beautiful clients, whatever it is, beautiful family, but it's coming from and we all have them, okay? So please get off any high horse that you may secretly be on deep inside thinking this doesn't apply to you. We all have it, okay? These parts of ourselves that are so selfish and just want for ourselves, which is natural. It's just part of being human. But also part of being human is learning to grow and be selfless, not in a martyr way, not in a self-sacrificing way, not in a way, a people-pleasing way, because people-pleasing actually isn't selfless at all. People pleasing is ultimately selfish, and people pleasers, when you people please to others, you're lying to them. You're lying to yourself, you're lying to others, you're manipulating. And I say this with much love and compassion, not judgment. This is just a fact, right? It is what it is. We all have these things that we have to grow through. So, what was I talking about? Real giving is about realizing, first of all, it's about being in touch with the creator, with the divine, with God if you prefer, with your higher self, with infinite intelligence. Knowing that because life is a fractal and it's a mirror, and infinite intelligence is ultimately love, what this means is that when you are operating from the current, the energy, the river of love, the energy stream of love, right? Then you are giving, you are open, you don't have petty ill will for people. Now this will come up every day, but your job is to clear the ill will. Now this is something that we can talk about. Do we talk about it now? I'll go into a little bit, but basically you want to learn the process of forgiveness. Now, one way is to like spiritually repent in like a type of religious way, but it doesn't have to be a religious thing. You can call in the spirit of living love, you know, if you prefer the spirit of Yeshua or Jesus, but you can call in and focus on the spirit of living love, a spirit in the spirit world that is here to help cleanse you, to help change the fabric of reality and help you forgive and be forgiven for the parts of you that are petty, that do have ill will, that do hate. Maybe your partner does something and you're like, I really hate this. And then you might withdraw your love for the rest of the day, right? Now, it's really important, like, sure, maybe you withdraw your love in the moment, but when he walks out of the room, you want to be basically praying within, affirming within, speaking to the creator within, to your higher self within. It's really important. You're not just doing this alone. This is where manifestation misses out. You are not doing this alone. This is not coming from your own power. Okay? Your own personal power comes from the one true living creator. And the reason why people's manifestations are falling flat is because it's like me, I. Now, the truth is, I am is the name of the creator. And so what you want to be doing is understanding that you are lifted up and empowered through being one with the creator, being in union with your higher self, which is the energy, and not just the energy, is the actual intelligence of love. Now, this is stuff that's taken me like 2 decades to figure out. Okay, I had my first spiritual awakening when I was 22 years old, and I'm 42 now. And it's been a long, winding, up and down obstacle course of a path. And I'm certainly the person that's like to do things the hard way and learn things myself because I'm resistant to authority. So I have my own mind very strongly, which is a good thing. But it's certainly taken me into a lot of pain. But this pain has helped me learn how to transcend. The times I've destroyed my body from drug use and like over the top like activities, or like hurting myself physically or hurting myself spiritually, you know, just all these things that I did that really hurt me, I got to learn how to heal it. And this is what makes me an incredibly powerful healer. So, okay, back to manifestation and back to the fractal reality and how life is a mirror. Ready? What do you think? Do you like my bell, or is it annoying? I don't care. I like it. My husband thinks it's a bit annoying, but he's learned just to put up with me, not to argue, because he's knows it take longer to argue with me than just to let it happen. Okay, so we want to be focusing on how we can give from what we've received. You see, and so people in the spiritual world, we know that we're meant to give to receive, that when we give, we receive, right? When we receive, we give. But mindset is important, which is the set of thoughts and the attitude you have. It's the way that you see things. So your mindset's really important about how you see it. Because even though it's so good to be giving, even if it's from a place of going, okay, well, in order to get anything back, I actually have to be giving. I can't just expect it all just to be given to me without doing anything. I have to have some generosity of heart. That's great. And then on top of that, you want to be in truth with yourself about the fact that this is how you really feel. And you don't want to fool yourself into thinking that it's the better thing, which is to be giving out of a sincere and genuine thanks for what you have received. And specifically, so this is something that just sort of really clicked for me today in this languaging. So for instance, if you're watching personal development videos, self-growth, self-help, like whatever you want to call it, for you to help you in your life, then because you've received that, you want to ask yourself specifically, well, how can I give back in a way to teach and help and educate others? How can I give back to help other people grow? Now, if you go to a friend's house and they, provide this beautiful dinner for you, you might also then be thinking in the back of your mind, oh my God, this is so amazing. How can I share beautiful food and nourishment with others? It might not actually be sharing an actual meal with someone, although it could be. It might be It could even be like nourishing, again, their soul with like, I don't know, could be like literally doing something like a video or going over and helping somebody with their garden because that's going to nourish their life and maybe help them plant some things or whatever it is. It's like literally it's an infinite universe, right? So you want to be looking at, wow, like I have so much abundance. Even when things are hard, I've actually had more than I realized a lot of the time. I can tell you, if and when you allow yourself to see that even when times are hard, that even when either you're lonely or money's tight at the moment, or, you know, your body's not how you want it at the moment, you still have levels of health, levels of prosperity, levels of goodness, levels of support, levels of ease, levels of greatness. Greatness. Okay, so what is gratitude? Gratitude, you're grateful, right? Grateful, full of greatness. So it's a really great way to feel gratitude is by realizing that you think about how great things is. How great is it that I have running water? How great is it that I didn't have to stitch this top myself? How great is it that if I want to sew my own clothes, I can? How great is it that I have this device to watch this, you know, weird spiritual lady online? How great is it that I get to talk to my people from across the world? How great is it that I get to be next door to people I love? Or whatever it is for you. And as you start thinking how great it is and giving thanks to the creator, to the divine, to God, infinite intelligence, your higher self. Okay, especially infinite intelligence / God divine. Then you start looking for ways to give back. And what this does is it multiplies the goodness. And so rather than just thinking, well, I want a $10,000 month, what do I have to do? I have to have this to-do list, I have to do these things. Okay, and I have to give. Okay, so that means I have to give this free thing so that I can get... No. Take a breath. Relax our shoulders. Pause the thoughts during your breath. This will actually make you more intelligent, more connected spiritually. It will heal your body. It will raise your vibration. The breath is life. Literally, you're breathing in actual life force energy. And as I tell, you know, some people who refuse to breathe, see it as a drug, you know, because it's like free and it's the most powerful, life-changing, state-changing thing that there is. All you need to do is take your deep breaths consciously, because there's breathing and then there's breathing. There's breathing, deep breathing, conscious, aware, frequent. Deep breathing. And then there's breathing when people go, I am breathing. It's like, well, you're technically breathing to stay alive, but are you actually breathing? Like, are you holding at the top, relaxing, pausing your thoughts consciously, and then letting it float out all the way to the end with an empty mind? Right where you want to stop is where you keep exhaling, and then that's breathing. Okay, if you're told, take a breath, and go, I do take a breath, I'm breathing. No, you're not. You're just being a curmudgeon about it because we have this pride thing around taking a breath, right? Okay, so back to manifestation. One more time for the moment. Ready? Ding. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is that, how do I say this? Okay, so let's say that you want to manifest more friends or a relationship, even clients, things like that. Something to do with other people being around you. And you're like, yeah, but I'm so lonely. Or you're like, oh yeah, but this is so hard. When will this change? Okay, you can only receive back what you give out. So if you're feeling, let's say, lonely, and you're like, it's not fair, like, where are my friends, or where's my partner, like, I've been manifesting for so long. Okay, look at how you're actually feeling, honestly, deep in your emotions, because you will have some loving parts to you. But there will be a part of you, especially if you're feeling like lonely, that you're not giving love out. You're not giving love out. In fact, you're feeling pity, you're feeling frustration, you're feeling sorry for yourself. Now, here's a kicker. You cannot just repress it, which is what you've been doing. You've been trying to be positive, but just repressing it just makes it worse, because that means you don't face it, you don't own it. Whatever you don't own will own you. Okay, so you have to own the fact that you really have these selfish, immature, hateful parts of you. We all do. Okay, if anyone watching this thinks that they don't, then you especially do, and you're projecting it out onto others, and your life is a mess, and whoever is in that state then blames everyone else for their problems when you're actually the one that's not loving. Like feeling in this, I'm not saying that you're not a loving person. You might be a very loving person. You might be even like self-sacrificing. You might do so much for everyone, but there'll be hard edges, hard blocks of your personality. I mean, like actual like block of energy, like a fucking cube of energy in your body somewhere, in your energy field, in your energy body that resents. And it has a belief and an attitude and opinion that it's created from. I was going to say woven into it, but it's actually woven from the attitude. It creates the block of energy. It creates that hardness, that whatever that resentment or that thing is, which is we all have again. It's okay. We all have it. Our job is to face it and see the attitude that created it and gradually change it so it matches spiritual law. Now, this is why we do emotional purification work, and this is what I help you with. I help my clients with profoundly powerful and important emotional purification work that is the foundation of creating an amazing life. It's the foundation of fortifying yourself so you don't just freak out when you're in stress. So you stop having panic attacks. So you start working in your own rhythm, at your own pace. Because we all have our own rhythm, right? We all have our own rhythm and our own pace. But we've been taught that we have to follow everyone else's rhythm and everyone else's pace. So your job is to start blocking out the noise and to stop listening to everyone else so much. And start going within and spending time with the Creator within. I and the Creator are one. Fill me up with your light, Creator, if you prefer the terms divine, God, even universe, although that one's not really the best one, but still, any terms that you can use, that you can get behind to believe in a higher power will greatly behoove you. It will be so beneficial. And not just once a day, not just 5 times a day, just every now and then when you're trying to manifest something, but all day long. And it's a gradual process over time. You want to be living your life as a living prayer, living blessing, constantly in contact with the divine within you, constantly decreeing and thanking and praising and loving. Casting out and exercising when you at that level, but also it's about when you're thinking in your head, oh my God, like, oh, I'm so worried about her, and then you end the conversation like that. My friend, you just cursed her. I'm so worried about her. That's a curse. Okay, now saying I'm so worried about her. Well, okay, I'll call upon the Creator to bring in what needs to be brought in, to bring her under the shadow of your protection, Creator, God, universe, divine. Help my friend see the truth. Give her the insight, guidance, and inspiration that she needs. I choose to trust that this is happening. I bless you. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you've done so far, Creator. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I admit, and then you admit the truth. I admit I am worried. Please help me see the truth that she is divinely protected. Please help me trust in the flow of life. Take a breath. And then you praise, maybe. You can go in many directions, but I praise you, divine, for being so loving. I praise you for our life, for protecting us, for being here, for all the abundance, all the prosperity. And she's going through a hard time right now. Be with her. Help her see you, know you. Show us that you're here. Not to prove, okay? And if you need it to prove, you're going to have to go through that in prayer. But not to prove, but just so we feel your presence. So it is. This is the truth. So when manifesting, it's really important to realize that, I've got to get out of the whole rat race of I need all these material things. Like, yes, we want the material things. We're on this material world to have and experience and play with and develop and create material things. It's great. But they're like a byproduct of becoming the giving person, of becoming the strong person who is able to stay calm and non-reactive when there's a storm around you, right? Well, it didn't work. When there's a storm. So I hope this has helped you today. If you want to know how to truly take control of your reality, it is about detachment. It's about learning how to create a relationship with your emotions. It's about learning how to talk with the parts of yourself that are in pain and listen to them. And then lovingly change their mind. And this is an alchemical process that is very complicated and tricky to do. Now, I recommend trying it on your own. But not only on your own, you do need help and support. We all need help and support. You do not get any points. You do not get any points for lone wolf syndrome, for going at it alone. Okay, that is a trauma response. The best thing you can do when you are ready for profound change is to work with someone like me. And in fact, there's not many people like me. Okay, there's not many people that can do what I do. Now, what can I do? Now, if you have any chronic physical illness, if you have any womb cramps and you've been told you have to have a hysterectomy, I can help you save your womb. Of course, you have to turn up to sessions and do the work. I don't just like make a wish and it happens. We do the actual somatic, advanced talk therapy, alchemical, spiritual, physical processes that rebuild your body from the ground up, your mind from the ground up, that educates you with spiritual law, that helps you get to know yourself, to find those parts of you that resent, to find those parts of you that are angry. Like if you've got womb stuff, that is like massive anger, right? Having your power taken away, you'll have anger down in your system that you repress. You don't even know it's there. You might even be the happiest person on earth. Maybe, maybe not. But you will have it in there. We have to go and face it, find it, excavate it, draw it up, help you feel it. And that's not something you can do to the fullest levels on your own, especially unless you have like thousands of hours of experience like I have. But even then, I still get people to guide me through this stuff. I'm very gifted at clearing my own stuff compared to most people, but still, you still need help. So whether it's, sciatica, chronic, it's not just chronic stuff, but like I'm very gifted in healing chronic stuff that's not meant to be able to be healed. So if you do have any chronic pain, anything like that, then I can definitely help you. But that is a longer term process usually. Back pain sometimes can be healed within just a few sessions or at least massively reduced. I'm very good at healing back pain. Even things like if you're in business and you're sick of canceling sessions or appointments or meetings because the pain comes up and you have to use it as an excuse. Oh, sorry guys, I have to reschedule this. My sciatica is playing up. My back pain's playing up. My pain and whatever it is taking me out. I'm too exhausted to even think straight. Or it's just like, maybe you're just overwhelmed and you feel like you've worked so hard and you've created so much success, but you can't quite relax and you still feel insecure. And why is it that everyone's telling you you're doing so amazing that part of you just doesn't feel right? Okay, we all have this. Okay, or maybe it's the opposite end of the spectrum where you do create success, but at the same time you have these moments where you just fall apart, you panic, you feel sick or feel like unease, or you go into people-pleasing mode and you just start losing yourself in the other person. These are all things that take emotional purification to heal. Maybe it's your self-image. Maybe it's your weight stuff. Maybe it's just that you know that you love to expand and grow and heal and change, that it's a never-ending journey, and that when you embrace it, it gets so much better and you want to work with the best. Well, that's me. Maybe you do have some fear of judgment, some fear of being seen. You want to grow your following online. Maybe you want to stop worrying about what everyone's thinking and start being more confident in yourself. Maybe you want to stop panic attacks or get through a hard time in your life or heal from something that happened in the past. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. I help you learn how to heal yourself. I teach you how to heal through copy and, call and response. But in the process, especially if we continue to work together, okay, you can start with my 4-session Purifier Starter Pack, which is, I charge in pounds, but you can work with me anywhere in the world, obviously. £998 for 4 sessions. It's a great place to start and get some great work in. But the real magic, like the real true life-changing rebuilding your mind from the ground up does take 6-7 months. It does take a year. It does take 2 years. It does take 5 and 10 years. Like it's never ending. But that's not because it's not effective. That's because as you grow, you start saying yes to your goals. And then as you start moving towards them, you have those fears come up. And they're next level fears. They're not the same fears we worked on, or maybe they are, but they're at a different level. And so we go in and clear them. And you'll just find you get stronger, your relationships heal, your bad ones start leaving your life. Things that, like terrible things that used to happen just stop happening. Lucky things start coming into your life that you never would have imagined. Things that you have wanted for ages start appearing when you do this work with me, especially over 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. Like, this is the magic. But 4 sessions, if you want to start with 4 sessions, will also give you a beautiful boost. And we can clear something, whether it's something in your relationships, like you're putting up with a relationship that's not serving you and you can't say no to it, or you want to start, exploring healing your back pain or your chronic pain. We can start doing, something within 4 sessions, and you will see a drastic change. And maybe it will inspire you to continue. Okay, or maybe you just need a little help in your business. Like you got some, like you can't quite understand what the next steps are. Well, then we could do that over 4 sessions. And then you might want to continue to keep going all the way in your business and success. It's up to you. So as you know, I'm Kai Clifford, your spiritual guide and energy alchemist. If you want to do work with me, send me a message for a no pressure chat. I do not work with people that aren't fully into this work. So I'm not going to try to, sign you up if you don't want to sign up, but message me with any questions about how this could work for you, for what it's like, to hear people who are similar to you and what's worked for them through doing my work. Or I'm also happy to send you recommendations for my free YouTube videos, for maybe my Spotify podcast, God is in the Gift, where I do generally channeled readings from God, either through myself or through the path work, or I'm going to do some on, what's his name, Russell Walker, who also channels God, and things like that. I'm here to help. So if you are ready to get change in your life, send me a message. Ready? And that is our lecture for today. You have a wonderful day, and I'm going to have a lovely roast dinner with my husband. Dun, dun, dun.